All right, so I got the Force USA G6 Smith machine. And there ain't no room out here in my garage. Gets pretty nasty. I need to move this from here into, we're gonna make our front room a workout office. So I was looking at this thing and trying to figure out the easiest way to move it. Because we got weights everywhere. So clearly all the weights need to come off. My buddy and I came and looked at this. We think we can move this piece, you take away the section in the middle and move them as two separate sections. To get the weights off, I think I'm gonna take these off, and since this comes up, it's loose, so I think I'm going to pull this off and be able to slide the weights up. I'm gonna recruit my son to come help me with this. Once we lighten that up, I'm gonna put that back so it stays still. And then the only other issue, there's two other issues. This cross member here, I can't leave the cable on because this needs to go and the cable pulley is on this piece. If it was here, it'd be no problem. I just separate it. But I'm gonna have to pull that out and I'll probably zip tie it in place and secure it somehow. And maybe I'll run this all the way up. But anyhow, I'm gonna take this off and the back, and then the bar needs to come off. I think this is a color. I didn't put this thing together. I had them install it, and rather than paying to have them come do it, I think I can do it myself. Famous last words, right? So I'm going to assume there's a set screw on this side that I could just slide this down on each side and maneuver it out of there. I think that's what can happen. Clearly all the weights have to come off, all the extra pieces, but there's no videos on YouTube that I can find of how to relocate one of these or disassemble it. I see a lot of assembly, but no relocation videos. So I'm hoping that this helps somebody out. I had another machine, it was like one of those Marcy's, and I couldn't find any videos with that. And everybody's like, oh no, you gotta take that thing all the way apart. And I ended up just being able to slide the weights off, taking two screws off, sliding the weights off, and moved it no problem. So I'm praying that my mechanical ability can really help me out today. All right, so bear with me. I'm going to try to do a little video of this thing, and maybe I'll help somebody out. If at the very least, my videos will serve as this is how it was put together. This is what it looked like before I took it apart. So maybe I can put it back together correctly. All right, well, so let's get started. All right, so here's a don't do. Gotta have someone to hold this shit, because I pulled the bars out, they came out nice and easy, but as I pulled the bars out, all those weights came crashing on my foot. So, I mean, they're out and they can go back. They didn't break or anything, but that's just something to, now I know, right? So, don't do that. All right, so here's how it went. I took those bolts out and pulled it. It came off, and all I did was take the pulley out of that. Just unscrew it, put the pulley back in it. That way I knew right where it went and which setting. Okay. I pulled all the weights off. Yeah, those just pop out, and then they all fell on my foot on this side. It was wonderful. These won't come out of there until I separate that just a little bit. Either that or I could take those screws out on the side and slide all the way up, but that's 4 more screws I'd have to take out and put back. So I'm not gonna bother. I'll just put it back in when I do it, when I go back together with it. So I still have to take these screws out, and that'll separate. So when I still have to take that pulley out. I did it on this side, and then I just wrapped it around. I'm gonna take that one out, and then I'll take these off. And this, I took the collar off there, and this, when I lifted this up, all that does is it slides the pipe out of there, and it's all greasy in there. So that'll probably be like the last thing I do, so I don't have to set it on this hairy ass dirty floor. Damn dog here. But yeah, that we're ready to go with this thing. Yeah, those 2 screws, the top bar will come out, and then I'll be able to separate that. And you definitely need 2 people. Makes this a lot easier. I'll probably grab my wife to help me too when we take that bar out, because I really don't want that hitting the ground because it's the grease on it. And then I'll shift it on in there, but she's not ready for me in there. So I'm gonna go in there and help her get ready, because that went a lot quicker than I anticipated. And that is exactly why I made this video, because how much would you have taken apart had you tried to move this thing? I think I did that as minimal as, took off the minimum amount that I possibly could to make this work. So, and all those bolts were the same size, and they all had lock nuts and washers. So there should be something for each of them, so they can all go in the same bucket. Yeah, that was actually pretty easy. All right, cool. Okay, so I had to put that back on there to hold structure. As you can see, it's kind of closed in, and it's not perfectly, it's kind of cockeyed, which made it kind of hard to get the top bar out. Got the top bar out. Now, as soon as I remove those, they'll fall apart, but I got to do this at the same time. I got my wife and my son, so what we'll probably do is lift this out as I remove one of those walls and pull it away and kind of hold it up. This part's going to be sketchy. We'll see how it goes. But I ended up tying this with a string down so that those cables didn't get all over the place. So I think we got this thing pretty much whipped though. Okay, so we got this part apart. That's heavy as hell. Get some extra hands. Okay, so going back with it was a pain in the ass. It wasn't that bad, but we brought the pieces in. It took 2 guys to carry them in. I had my wife and son holding them up while I went ahead and I mounted them on one side, the bars, and then I put the spinny, this deal in there. And then I scooted the other side up to it. It took a little bit to line it up because it was cockeyed, but you get them started, and then and get the top bar in and started, and then you just kind of figure out what alignment it is. I zipped it down, and I kind of just shook it back and forth so it naturally set, and it naturally settled, and then I tightened them down. Putting this back in, so I brought it in. I put one side in, and then took the other side and finagled it in, put the collars on. Now the bar's in. I gotta fix the roller, put the weights back on both sides, and I'm pretty sure that's done. Not too bad. All right, so here's a little tip that I figured out. So it's kind of hard to, when you get this got all twisted. Anyhow, to pull this down and like line this up with the tension of the pulleys and everything, it's easier to pick this up, right? And take out the tension. So pick this up, and put the pin in there. Now you got plenty of room to work, and then just take the pin out. That's what I did over here. Worked out perfectly.